Hello. For the people who live in the north, happy Easter. For those who know the Catholic religion, otherwise, happy spring. And for the people who live in the south, of course, happy autumn. Well, wherever you are, um, recently I just have moved, and finally my moving process, well, came to an end. Still, I have to clean up my new apartment because there are many things in the boxes, and those boxes are piled up everywhere. And somehow I cannot find the things I need to use as my universities are going to start next week. Well, in fact, they already started, but I do not have to go there myself to do any specific activities or works there. But of course, it's been busy. Not only my move, but also preparation for uh, new school year. Then I had to change my official addresses and re-register the new one in many different places like schools, workplaces, city hall, banks, post office, uh, gas company, uh, electric company, computer connecting company, phone companies, etc., etc., etc. And I have not finished them all yet. Uh, well, they could wait, but I have to be very careful because otherwise I will forget. Okay. Anyway, so you could see uh, the petals of the cherry blossoms. Or sakura, this spring here in Japan, I had four different groups of people who are old friends of mine from Hawaii, California, Europe, and uh, in one part of Asia. So, with moving, cleaning it up, re-registrating my new address, changing my addresses, plus being a tour guide for all those people and meet with them and have meals with them and then share a good time with them. So I've been busy, which is, I think, is blessing. Life is too short to whining, complain. No, being busy is a good thing, and I value that. I certainly enjoyed my time spending with all those precious friends from my old hometowns in Europe, the US, and Asia. Okay, now, of course, they enjoyed watching the Japanese famous sakura or the cherry blossoms. But as you know, uh, cherry blossom, beautiful cherry blossom spots, not only in Japan. Well, it is the famous place that is Tokyo. Why? Because people who don't live in Japan or are not very familiar with Japan probably know only the name city Tokyo as it is the capital of Japan. And of course, Tokyo has many cherry blossom spots, and people enjoy every spring. And of course, because of the weak power of Japanese yen, uh, people outside of Japan can take advantage of weak Japanese yen. It means that they could spend more money in Japan, and they, well, seem to be a little bit cheaper than some years ago. Okay, unfortunately, I live here in Japan and I make Japanese yen as my salary, so it doesn't help at all. As long as I stay in Japan, it's okay, but certainly I would not be able to visit outside of Japan easily. Uh, Over the few past years, some of my relatives died outside of Japan. I had to meet them and I had to take care of some of the businesses. They were very, very expensive. My goodness. Uh, I really wished that the Japanese yen were a little bit stronger than that. Oh well, I think it's gonna stay weak for a while. That doesn't mean my life should stop. Anyway, so many people came to Japan to appreciate that sakura or the Japanese cherry blossoms. But Japan is not only the country which celebrate the beauty of the cherry blossoms. Of course, the name cherry, that's English, or chérie in French, and you know them too. They don't say sakura. So there are many different cherry blossoms to be appreciated outside of Japan. So I would like to share a little bit about the cherry or sakura. Well, first of all, the springtime, of course, strawberries are also famous. In Japan, for example, the products like toothpaste, uh, ice cream, pies, some snacks often have, uh, well, indication of the strawberry. Strawberry ice cream looks pink, and the children like using the strawberry flavored toothpaste, strawberry milk, etc. In the United States, contrarily, um, of course, there are some strawberry products, but there are more cherry products like the cherries used for cough syrup, pies, toothpaste. Uh, One of my very favorite pies is the cherry pie. They use the tart, or I should say sour, kind of cherries to make a pie. Of course, there are strawberry pies too, but I like cherry pies very, very much next to the pumpkin pie, of course. Oh, yes, I like my home baked apple pies as well. Of course, I cannot let you taste that. Well, take a look out of it. But those who have tasted mine, they were very happy. They thought it was one of the best apple pies they ever experienced. Oh, well. Anyway, so uh, there are so many cherries. How many kinds of cherries in the United States, let's say? They say there are over 1,000 kinds of cherries. That many varieties exist only in the United States alone. There are some names, but I cannot remember everything. But we go by the colors, for example, black cherry, the red cherry, the yellow cherry, the golden cherries, uh, white cherry, etc. And some of them are very large, like that. Some of them are tiny. Some of them are sweet side. Some of them are tart side. What's your favorite? Mm. Um, Probably the most expensive cherries are Sato Nishiki kind in Japan. They're ridiculously expensive. Oh my goodness. Back in the United States, like in Washington State, in the East Coast, or Oregon or California, sometimes we just pick up the wild cherries uh, alone, walk and pick it up and eat them, and they are very delicious. You can't do that in Japan, but I think Japanese people also like eating, of course, fruit cherries, but the most popular cherry tree is called Someyoshino kind, would not produce any fruit. Instead, people appreciate the blossoms themselves, right? Well, I made a mistake. At the earlier time when I came to Japan, of course, in the springtime, everybody seems to be so happy uh, because of the cherry blossoms. And automatically inside of me, those the scenes of the people who are dancing, getting drunk, giggling, uh, having great time under the cherry blossoms. Because not only the blossoms, afterwards, uh, they would be able to enjoy eating fruit cherries, making cherry liquid, cherry juice, cherry flavored pies, ice cream, snacks, the cherry wine, etc. Boy, I was wrong. After so many months passed, I didn't see any fruit cherries in the trees of the those cherry blossom. People enjoyed it earlier. And I found those trees do not produce any fruit. Alas. Then I learned that the Japanese people uh, appreciate uh, the blossoms, sometimes even more than the fruit. Well, for me, over the years living here so long, I now I've totally learned, accepted and adapted that kind of just appreciating the cherry blossoms in the spring. But the early time, I didn't know the value of it. But today, I fully enjoy it. Um, so that's cherry trees, personally, for me. Um, well, cherry trees or cherry blossoms are also very popular in Washington, D.C., as you know, right? And also some of the places in various cities, cherry blossoms can be seen, and they are equally beautiful uh, as they are in Japan. Uh, Even Paris, France, near the Eiffel Tower, there are parks and the places and the plazas and the squares. You can see cherry blossoms there, and they are very beautiful too. And I remember seeing those cherry blossoms. They do appreciate those blossoms as well. Also, London. There are some cherry blossoms there too in Korea, China, Wuhan. Well, that's what you call it, I think. It's famous for cherry blossoms in the Taiwan, of course. And have you ever watched this one of the first, I think, musical movie mixed with human action and animation called Mary Poppins? Well, in the story, Mary Poppins visits and stay with a banker's family. And their address was something like in or on Cherry Lane. So that means Cherry Place. There we go. So even London, there is Cherry Streets. Okay, that's all about it for cherry trees and the cherry blossoms, sakura. I hope you enjoyed them this year. If you missed it, too bad. Until next year. Okay, take care and happy Easter again. Bye for now.